Hey.
You said it, Rachel. You said it.
I said it.
So first off, here's what I've learned from today's show.
Did I talk
Rachel,
about you behind your back?
well,
no,
everybody does.
Rachel
That's
what?
Rachel's. All of Rachel's dates, A, need kissing lessons, and B, Rachel prefers, I don't know, girls to kiss her over guys. Apparently, I don't know. Anyway, I got
Girls
that.
do have soft lips. Women have very soft lips.
Can I
Now,
tell you? That's
some
the
men
what I.
have very soft lips.
That is the excuse I use constantly with women. I'm like, you have soft lips, and it works for me, so it's a good thing. But to some of this, and I don't even know where to begin. So let me just go over a few points that I wrote down. And this is gonna, and David, jump in, please. So first of all, I think men today are pussies. Full stop. They're little pussies. They're not men. I don't think it's bad, even if you read the room. When I was dating way back when, I would still ask, even if I knew I could literally, whatever, I'd be like, may I kiss you? I think it's a very polite thing to do. And if the girl ever kissed me first, I was like, ooh, cool. But at the end of the day, I think being a gentleman, it's okay to ask, even if the girl is like stripping her clothes off in your car going, I want you. Okay, let's just, let's make sure. I mean, you still have to have that, I think. That the first time. After the first time, like, and listen, when you date someone or live with someone or you're married to someone, there's times where you go in for a kiss and you're like, listen, I'm busy, just leave me alone. And it's like, okay, I got it. It's okay. Like I'm okay. I do the same thing if my mind's somewhere else. I'm like, why? I'm busy here. I'm thinking, right? So it's okay. It seems today with this woke crap, like, first of all, changing a song that most 5-year-olds aren't going to listen to anyway. They just go, oh, no. And now you're going to change the movie and the lyrics? Listen, enough. Disney, grow up. Like, the mouse should be
I was
there.
so Steven today. I could hear him in my head. Where I'm like, Disney, grow up. It's fucking animation. Like,
it's like, I don't know if you guys ever saw Fritz the Cat, the 1972 porno cartoon. I just saw it a couple weeks ago on Amazon because I never got to see it when I was a kid. Yeah, it's about a cat.
It's the clock thing.
It's Fritz the Cat. It's a porno cartoon. You can find it on Amazon, but it's hysterical.
Brilliant.
And in 72, that was like, oh my God. I remember it playing in the theater downtown, Fritz the Cat, Triple X, whatever. And my dad went to see it. I go, how was it? He goes, yeah, it was okay. And I saw it, like I said, a few weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. But my point is, it's a cartoon. If you think The Little Mermaid has to change her lyrics, and you think Snow White, who was written by the Grimm brothers, and if you read the original book from the Grimm brothers, it is not the Snow White and the Seven Dwarf movie. It's a whole nother movie, all right? Right? So there's a difference.
Very dark, very dark.
But that's my whole point. Like, thank you for the parenting thing. Parents have to be parents. Like, when my mom would take me to a movie, I saw MASH, the movie, and I remember it was a double feature back in the day, MASH and Patton. And I was maybe 10. And my parents were like, listen, they're going to use language you shouldn't use and da-da-da-da. And there was the naked shower scene. And my dad's like, I'm like, okay, cool. I was like, I'm 10. I'm just like, this is really cool. Look at the explosions. So I don't think people get it. I think it's just woke thing is like every girl now, because of, the Me Too society and all this other, anytime, oh, he kissed me. I was assaulted. No, you weren't. He kissed you. You were on a date. If you want him to ask or tell him. I mean, the problem is the signals aren't clear. They've moved the gold line so much now in the last 10 years. It's pathetic. Like, I would not, if I was single now, I would literally get a sugar baby. Full stop. I'd rather get a sugar baby than to date, because here's your allowance. I know it's expected of you. I know it's expected of me. Now leave me alone after that, right? I would not want to date a normal girl in today's society. For the conversation.
It's minefield.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It was really interesting that you ladies talking about it, because, it's. I have this continuous conversation.
With yourself?
Men are basically always with. Yeah, well, I'm the only one who listens. But
the one down, the one over your shoulder.
The other one.
That way.
He doesn't. He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen. He just looks weird. Yeah. Especially
creepy.
But well, I'll do my best for you. But it's strange, because basically there isn't the thing about relationships between women. When you discuss things, It's like there is a gray area which you all live in. And men, we're quite primitive. So all for us it's just black or white. And a
Right.
lot of the things have to be explained to us in a very, very simple way, because women are a lot better at reading circumstances and reading the room than men are. And it seems that even
True.
today, because of this element of fear, this whole woke thing about, somebody's going to say something that will all be over social media by the end of the afternoon. It just makes the fear factor even worse. And it was interesting that Rachel said, like guy, well, I'm not defending the guy who pushed you up against the car.
Right.
But in his simple mind, that may have been his only way of thinking, oh, it's the only way I'm going to get a kiss.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might have been a rapist, but
get a kiss from someone who obviously was like, cool, no thanks, I want to go home.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that if as men, if we don't get signals, the thing is that there's this eternal belief, and I'm not saying defending any of the gentlemen that you were referring to earlier on, but there's this general belief that men have an understanding of what women want for them, and we don't.
What more clear signals can you give, except I guess you have to express it with words?
Yes,
because
yes.
If I cut the date short and I say, hey, you know what? I'm going to leave now early. I just don't feel this chemistry.
But those are okay. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, I get it. And I would still be a gentleman. Go, would you like me to walk you to your car? And if you go, no, I'm good. I'd be like, okay, bye-bye. Like, okay. Yeah, but once again, there are no men today. Do you understand what I'm saying? At a certain age, and I think it's any these guys that are, say, under 50 and maybe even under 60 or 70. I have no idea. Maybe they weren't brought up in Philadelphia or New York. I threw your city in. But there's no men today. Their parents don't teach them. My grandfather and father and my pop, they're the ones who taught me. They go, here's what you do when you're dating, okay? And my cousins who were female would say, boom, boom, boom. There was a structure. There was this is what you do. This is how you act. And so, but because parents are leaving it to the iPad, the phone, AI, and everything else, there's no structure. Like my stepson, I'm like, here's what you do if you go on a date. He's 13 now. I'm like, first of all, you're not kissing a girl, all right? Or a boy. You're not kissing anybody. You're going to be a virgin until you're 100. Because I don't need any grandchildren. But it's just sort of like, this is the manner. This is what you do. You get their car door. You do this. And like, we're teaching him to be a gentleman. And he may be a dying breed, but I'm okay with that. The problem with, I'm kind of picking on Rachel because she brought up all the guys that need kissing lessons. And you can call our kissing club at 1-800. No. But if you don't know how to read the room as a guy, like I said, even if a girl was stripping naked in front of me, I'd still ask for the first one, only because it's the first time, right? And for all I know, she has an allergic reaction to the peanuts in her soup and she's stripping, and it's not because she wants to be kissed. So saying, and some of them won't even answer, they'll just kiss you. Got it. But today, because of Me Too and woke and the list will go on, and they're afraid you're going to post it all over Instagram and other 47,000 social medias that I went out with so-and-so and he kissed me without my permission. And then he has to worry about what happens at work. And then he has to worry that he's going to be labeled this. And this has gone too far. Enough is enough. Men need to be men and women need to be women. And if you don't like somebody and you want to cut the date short, you can go, hey, whatever your name is. It was very nice. I'm not feeling it. Pleasant. I'm walking to the car. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. I can see myself out. You're done. There's nothing else that has to be said or done.
Well, in that specific case, I don't think this guy just was not getting it.
Well, then you just kick him in his balls and you walk away.
Well, that's why it's awkward for him. So.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, like I say, sometimes it has to be like almost childlike language.
Yeah.
Because we have this inbuilt fear of making that mistake. I always found it so incredibly difficult to find the moment to make that first kiss. Mm-hmm. I've always, even when Annette and I started dating, 4 or 5 years ago, she kissed me. Because I at the end after we've been out to eat, because because I was just terrified of making that mistake of going because I didn't know if I could. It wasn't so much the mistake; it was more of I don't know if I could personally deal with the rejection. And I think it's that sort of, you know, that chemistry that you have, this sort of gut turning chemistry that you have, and I think a lot of men suffer from that. So a little bit of a helping hand, you know.
But is that an age thing, David, or is that just your character, like the rejection thing?
It might just be me, Stephen. I don't know, but I was always taught to teach with to treat other people as I'd like to be treated myself.
Right.
So I would always have the assumption then that it would be just as difficult for the person to find the words, you know, because it must be really weird for a woman just to lunge at a guy and give him a kiss.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Should I ask? No.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting because if you spin it to the same sex couples, then it's not so much a aggressor and like you know, like a man-woman thing where women feel trapped or assaulted or that kind of thing. It's like, okay, you're out, you know, two guys are out on a date. Are you asking for permission? Are you not? If it's two girls on a date, are you just lunging at each other? Like, how does that change the whole? I don't know. I've never actually dated same sex, but it's interesting to think
anyone else's space, and you can't
ask, I guess.
That if you can't feel that chemistry or that energy or that mood, then yeah, you got to show your intent, or you have to use your words and be like, hey, I'm feeling you right now. You know,
I'm sorry.
Careful. Wait, Rachel.
Sorry.
You didn't ask permission before you felt that.
Yeah.
No,
First of all, why you're feeling? If someone's feeling me, they better be kissing me. You know what I'm saying? So first of all, if some girl goes, "I'm feeling you," I'll be like, "You certainly are," and start using your lips, honey. So I don't care.
I'm feeling your vibe. I'm feeling the mood right now. So
Rachel, when we originally talked about it with. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
I was going to say one of the most disturbing things, I think, because what you said, like you're dancing, you turn around and some guy, sticks his tongue down your tonsils. And I think,
I could have kissed here, and it was like,
yeah, well, that's I mean, if somebody in a club should have seen that, should have thrown him out. End of, because that's just not.
Yeah,
that didn't even happen. That didn't even happen in the 80s.
I was just drunk, you know. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of I stopped that club. There a lot of stuff happened in that club. Like it was always so packed on the dance floor. There's no security around you. I can't tell you how many times. Like I was worried about losing my wallet and my phone, but I got groped so many times. I eventually just stopped going there because it was just ridiculous.
And that was from the girls. So
yeah, probably.
I was amazed because Annette said that to me as well, you know, I mean, because she's a lady slightly older than you two ladies, let's put it that way, younger than me. And she said, you know, as a teenager, that was normal. You know, normal.
What, to get groped? No. When I remember dating at a university, we went to a club, for lack of a better term, but they had security. And the girl I was with said, would you mind walking me to the ladies' room? And I was like, sure. And then late when we were all at Benny's at 3 a.m, I said to her, why did I walk you to? She goes, because she said, I've been here before and everybody grabs my ass. And I'm just like, see, I wasn't raised like that. You grab nothing. You grab nothing. I mean, I'll grab your hand and hold it, and I can grab that as a friend or a lover. But if I have to walk you somewhere, that's the only thing you're grabbing. And that's why I said men or boys or whatever you want to call them have not been raised properly. They don't have a clue. And they're just little pussies. And that's the problem. Yeah. And unfortunately for men, and I don't care if you're 25 or 125, if you're single, it is a minefield. And to me, the minefield is social media. I think that would be, I would hate to be single, go on a date and have a girl say, he tried to kiss me and it doesn't go. So
the other problem, of course, with young males is that they only have a half liter of blood. And at a certain point of time, it empties out from the brain and goes south into the penis, and then they have no control.
You write that down. Goes south into the penis. Rachel, do you need a picture? Do you need me to draw? I could draw a picture. Just saying. So,
and you can see, you know, mix that blood with a little bit of testosterone, and
there you go.
There's no nuclear thought to be had.
Yeah. Rachel's blushing. I'm enjoying this whole show.
No.
This is going to be one of my favorite episodes just
Am I
because she just keeps
blushing?
blushing. Yeah, you are. I was going to do a
It's
close up.
not
But
my blush.
yeah, now you're better than normal. So
No, it's just interesting because earlier you talked about you don't know if someone has a peanut allergy or blah, 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 which is an interesting thing that you brought up because I have a dairy allergy and gluten allergy. So when I'm on a lot of first dates and people are eating something, if I'm not feeling that person,
yeah. If
You
you're not getting
change that wording.
I'm going to go with if I'm not getting the vibe, that would be
There you
better.
go.
the person, then I will let them continue eating that Cobb salad or pasta or whatever they want to eat. And then I will tell them afterwards, by the way, I have a dairy allergy and you ate that whole cheesy thing. So don't expect a kiss from me.
Right. But
So
sex is okay, but not a kiss.
I was going to say, but a hand job will be fine. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
You can take me from behind. It'll be perfect. Don't worry. So,
Well,
I've never seen that on a menu, let alone in the US. I'll have 2 Cokes, a burger, and a hand job. Oh, sorry.
David, it's Texas.
I've had guys be like, "Oh, I can go brush my teeth."
Oh, it's even bigger there in Texas, is it? It's a big thing in Texas, hand job.
So wait, they offer to brush their teeth?
The Texas hand job. That must be a new movie.
It's huge.
It's bigger.
Yeah. It's bigger and apparently better. It's Texas. But so men will offer to brush their teeth if they eat dairy to kiss you. See, I found that when I was single and a girl had an allergy, because you know how you guys made this stuff up in the 80s.
They're allergic to you mean, Stephen?
That's true. Everyone's allergic to me. But the girls would be like, I remember this one girl in New York when we were going to dinner and we were going to this restaurant. And she goes, by the way, and she was literally told me the things that I shouldn't eat. And she says, because I'm allergic to it. And I thought that was very cute. And we dated for a while after that, but it was just funny. She made it like, I guess she liked me on our walk to the restaurant. She's like, listen, don't have.
I'm letting you know ahead of time.
So that was good.
If I am very into somebody, before we order, I will tell them, hey, by the way, if you get anything with dairy, just know I can't kiss you. And they'll like.
But is it as bad as that, Rachel? Is it in the Spixel that even the hint, let's say, of what they've been eating in the Spixel would give you an allergic reaction?
I've had allergic reactions before.
Oh wow! All right.
So that's
more
how
with
I
wheat,
learned.
though, right?
Huh?
Yeah. Is it more with wheat than with dairy?
No, with the dairy.
Oh. Okay.
So
you can
eat a cow, and you can have you can't have cheesecake. So you can eat the cow, have bread, and as long as you don't have dairy, you're
bread
good.
too, I'd be like,
Oh.
but I don't have an immediate reaction.
Okay.
But with dairy, I have an immediate reaction.
Oh wow.
So
if you don't like the guy, have him drink dairy, give him a kiss, and he'll be like, there you go.
If you kiss me after you eat that, I'm going to the hospital.
Yeah. And this is my message. This is my message to you: considerable amount of vomit, which is based just sort of just because I don't like you.
That's right. And we were getting along so well. Welcome to Two Old Farts Extras. Stuff you've been missing because you're too lazy to listen. David, are you learning how to use your computer again, Dave?
Who's drunk?
Yeah, David.
I'm not sure. I feel I had a little bit too much to drink this morning.
I had a little bit of something in the morning.
It's actually 4 o'clock here, so it's all right.
There you go. And the funny thing is, he doesn't drink, so we got that going.
Maybe it's the macaw. Maybe the macaw was.
Is the macaw around? Is the macaw around? Is he around?
The macaw.
The fans want to see him. No, okay.
No,
here's what's really funny.
He's allergic to dairy.
We have a cigar. we have a cigar show that we do, and I have to drink scotch and cigars on the show. And we do it at 8 o'clock in the morning, Austin time.
Oh God!
And I'm still okay when it's done. So
yeah, I mean, let's just rewind that statement back a bit.
All right, I have scotch and cigars every day at 8 o'clock.
He does not have to drink.
Yes, I do.
At 8 o'clock in the morning.
I do.
But for your art, for the theatre, for the show,
thank you.
For the audience.
The same reason I have to smoke this cigar at 8 in the morning. It goes over well.
So at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, that Stephen will be completely Oliver Twist.
That's right.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Wait,
It's
Rachel.
8 o'clock. It's actually 10 past 8 in a
on the
Wait,
morning.
Rachel's about to ask us a question.
Well,
It could be very
think
important.
we're all gonna have a drink on the show. Let's 4th of July. Why not?
Okay.
No, I was gonna ask. If a
No.
woman asked you for permission, how would would you want to ask you for permission? Oh, my setup is falling.
I don't think
Oh,
I've ever had a girl ask me for permission. I think the girls that I took too long to kiss just kissed me. They would just kiss. They'd be like if getting their car door, getting them out of the car, whatever it might be, or driving somewhere. They would just kiss me, and I'd be like, okay, apparently we like each other, and I was good with that because even to this day, in the back of my mind, I still hear my grandfather, my pop, my dad, my uncles. This is what you do. So if I was, so that's how I was.
I've dated older men.
Mm-hmm.
They never ask.
Well, yes, because they go, I'm 100, I could die tomorrow. It's the whole thing. So
I mean, no, but they give me the intention, so I know. But they never ask. Younger.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, like I said,
Okay.
as long as you get the intention, and if I don't want to kiss them, I will say.
Right.
No.
And who handles? Let me ask you this question because I don't know. So who handles rejection if a guy goes in to kiss you, either one of you, or you, David, if you want to kiss a guy, and you say no, who handles the rejection better, the older or the younger?
The younger generation.
Really? See, for me,
the older people like me, we just want to go and jump off a bridge somewhere. Your life is over. Nobody
What about you,
loves me.
Vicky? Well, older or younger?
I don't date a lot of older guys, so I'm trying to think if I've had that situation.
Right, so listen, when you go to the high school or the local university and you go out with these 20-year-olds, which one handles it? The high school boy better or the university boy?
They don't handle it very well, honestly.
Okay. So it's not an age thing; it's an ego thing.
Exactly. I think it's an individual,
a confidence thing. I think.
Yeah, that's true.
And confusion.
Yeah. I don't notice anything along age lines. It's more an individual thing.
I don't know. Like I said at the beginning,
just for me.
Yeah.
For me,
men are just not very good at picking up this reading of the room business.
Well,
it's just we're not capable of doing that.
There are very successful men who have this very macho image of themselves.
Right.
And so they're like, what? I don't understand.
I think definitely the more macho the guy is that I've dated, then they take rejection the worse. I mean, that makes sense. Obviously, that's what you'd expect. But
so you have to ask yourself, why then would you want to date some macho guy?
Yeah.
I went through a phase. I'm not in that phase anymore, but I think when you're younger, sometimes you're attracted to kind of that sort of image, and then once you actually date it in real life, you go, "Oh, this sucks," and then you know.
But you want a confident person who's not arrogant or macho.
Right.
So when you're going on a first date with someone, you think this person's confident. Oh gosh, they're turning into they're going overboard. But yeah, no, I had one man make me pay him back for the date.
Sorry, what? Are you serious?
You had to spank? So you had to spank him? Is that what you're saying?
I had to pay him back for the dates that we went on.
You mean for dinner? You had to pay for your dinner.
We went to the theater and
just go
because I didn't want to keep seeing him. He said that, and I had canceled kind of like last minute because of a work thing. And I said, I will pay for my theater ticket.
Yeah.
Because you purchased it and I'm canceling last minute. And, honestly, going forward, I don't know if I'm feeling this anyways, blah, blah, blah. He was like, well, then you have to pay for everything. All the dinners
wow.
So he got a little book out and everything. He said, you sent you a bill.
He sent me a bill. So I
said, no kiss today.
Or is this for all of it? And he said, this is your half. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to pay for all of it. And never call me again.
I don't think I've ever done. I've had one girl in the middle of dinner when we were talking, and she said, I'm not, to use your vernacular, I'm not feeling it. I was like, okay. She goes, I think I'm going to leave. I go, okay. And she said, do you want to, I go, just no. I said, I can afford it. And I'm going to eat your sushi. So don't worry about it. Get the hell out of here. So I've only had that once, and girls that like you go out a couple times and you don't see each other, I would never ask a girl to pay, even if I bought it, whether it's an airplane ticket or whether it's a theater ticket. That's no. See, once again, that's the old school, but that's the Northeastern mentality. You're a gentleman, no matter what. The problem with some of these older people or whatever their age is, they probably weren't born in Philadelphia or New York. You have to throw Philly and make them feel better. But they weren't raised right. If I would have said to a girl, you have to pay me back because of X, Y, or Z, my grandfather and everybody would be rolling over in their graves. So, and it's like, listen, I spent the money. It's like going to Vegas. If I want to go play poker or blackjack or roulette or craps, that's my money to piss away. So when you're dating someone, and I don't mean to use this same term, I'm just pissing it away. Like it's either I can buy a box of cigars or I can go on a date, right? It's the same thing. It's the same $400, $500 I'm going to spend. Not a big deal. But for someone to say, give me the money, that's just crazy. Like I go back to men are pussies.
Well, I mean, the golden rule is, of course.
Wait, one at a time.
Golden rule.
The macho man. They were like, I offer to pay for dinner. I offer to. No. I'm a gentleman. I pay for it. I don't make women pay for anything. Blah blah blah. Okay. I mean, I'll pay for it. Like you got. I'll get next time. No. And then of course after I say I don't. Oh, pay me for everything.
Yeah. I will say this though. I've had girls that have surprised. Go ahead, Dave.
The golden rule going out for, I think, on the first date is to go to McDonald's because you know exactly how much you got to pay. And then if they don't come back from the bathroom, then you think, okay, well, I'll eat your burger.
Yeah, I can't go to McDonald's. I won't go to McDonald's. I won't go to McDonald's alone, let alone on a date. But no, I mean, I just think
it's alone when I come to the US then.
Pretty much. What's interesting though is it's just I'm fascinated to hear this because everyone I know, like we're all cut from the same cloth. So when I hear someone else tell these stories, I'm just like, really? Like I've had girls buy me dinner, and what they'll do is they'll go to the maitre d' or the waitress or the server, because I guess you can't say waitress anymore, and they'll give them their card and go, take care. Like this is the thing. Or they'll buy tickets for something. We'll get somewhere and they'll be like, oh, give me a minute. And I'm like, oh, so it's the surprise of it. Like I always tell someone, if you're going to offer at dinner to buy a treat, I'm going to give you the bill. But here's the bill, pay the whole thing. Don't do that. If you're going to do it, just surprise me. My job as a male, this is how I was raised. And I know it's old fashioned and we still club the girls on the head and bring them back to the cave. But this is how I was raised. We pay for everything. If you guys want to pay, then you do it quietly and we don't know. Don't ask. I literally had a girl on a date once go, would you like me to pay the bill? Sure, no problem. There you go. And she just looked at me.
I say I'm paying it.
Then that's fine. But I'm okay with that. But don't ask. And then I also then do it as a surprise. I like that. Don't do it. I pay. Like sometimes
because you feel obligated to do it. You feel
no.
Not a surprise. You're going to feel like you have
I ask you out. If I ask you or Rachel to go on a date, or even David, in this case, I decide I want to become gay. I ask one of the three of you on a date. I asked you on the date. In fact, we're all friends. If I ask you guys to go to lunch, I'm buying. Yeah, now.
So it's the person who asks. Okay.
Right. So if the four of us go to lunch, say we used to do this in Palm Beach, there were about 12 of us that would go to lunch every Friday at this one fish restaurant on the Intercoastal. And it got to what we were like, we got to make it so it's fair. So what we did is somebody would bring a baseball cap, we'd put all our credit cards in it. And then the waitress would draw a card. And sometimes your card got hit 3 weeks in a row, and sometimes you went 6 months without. So to me, that's a fair thing. But if you four of my friends, or you three of my friends, and we go to lunch, and I go, hey, tomorrow let's all have lunch. I asked you to go to lunch. It's not like a standing, we're going, and then I would pay. Now, if you guys say at lunch, no, we're all going to chip in, you throw your cards down, I'm not arguing. It's not worth it for me. But for the most part, if I'm going to lunch with friends and I'm like, let's go, or they invite me, it's kind of a given rule that, like when I go to New York and see the guys, I go to the Palm where my caricature is, right? So I can sit next to my caricature and look at myself at the wall because I'm an egotistical maniac. Then if we go to Peter Luger's, which is where Leon likes to go, Leon pays. We go to the Palm, I pay. We go to another house, so-and-so pay. So whatever steakhouse we go to, we already know we're in charge of paying. And that's just the way it is. And I don't understand guys asking for their money back. It's not an obligation. If you ask the girl out, be the man, be the gentleman. And this
It
is what I'm
was
saying. Parents
totally
don't raise their kids.
protected. It was all
Yeah.
from so.
Yeah, it's bull. I can't be. That's too much
Well,
work.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to be the man. I'm going to be the man today.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Are you wearing a little skirt
Yeah.
and everything? It's very
I
chill
am.
when you do
I
it.
am. I am. And I'm going to push that button.
Oh,
Thanks,
push that
everyone.
button. Wait. She has
Do
to say
it.
something.
You have to have permission.
See you next Tuesday.
Don't forget
Oh,
to subscribe and
no!
like. Leave your comments down below. We'll see everybody next Tuesday. We're all going to drink and watch Rachel get drunk. It'll be great.
Yay!
Bye.